So what is the answer to the new automated tools which attacks our organizations? We offer IronSphere, which is an IT GRC for legacy and automates the STIG process. IronSphere requires no mainframe knowledge or even access to a mainframe or login to a mainframe. You will use a browser to access the results generated by the CSM process of IronSphere. IronSphere starts at IPL as a subsystem and stops at the end of day when you shut down the mainframe. It requires no human intervention during this period. The diagnostic routines ran by IronSphere, which implements the STIG checks, does not leave any evidence or results behind on the mainframe. They send them securely to the IronSphere server. IronSphere itself uses STIG severity ranking system, which is simple to understand. Everybody can understand what is high, medium, and low risks. We tried to show the forest as well, not only the trees. So we calculate the overall security rank to the agent OS. What I mean is that not only a detailed report with the security level assigned to each of finding, but also the big picture, how your security or how your systems are secured. Compliance reports can be viewed by navigating from the dashboard to the, or be exported as PDF and Excel spreadsheets to communicate with other people or applications, which reads spreadsheets as input and feed them into their process. They can be generated to any point in the past to prove compliancy. It's very important in the day of GDPR or any other act that you are under. The reports not only show actual values, but also requires the required ones and what is the wrong in the current settings. So they're self-explained. IronSphere uses dashboard to show you how secure is your system. The main view, the one which presented at the top of the screen, is organized by operating system groups like ZOS, ZVM, and so on. Each icon will show the highest severity level calculated to an OS in the group. By clicking on the OS group icon, you will access the audited system pane, which displays all systems in the OS group, like here. The list is organized by severity levels from higher to lower, left to right. The system view, the complete report, is accessed by clicking on a specific system at the audited system pane, sorry. IronSphere allows, but also requires a user to have a role defined to him or assigned. There are 4 types of roles: guest, which are the stakeholders, and they can view assigned STIGs groups depending on the roles. DBA see database findings, communications guy see communication-related STIG groups, like FTP configuration, TCP/IP configuration, etc. So each of the units in the organization can see only what related to their role. Remember that these group the STIGs based on common area of coverage, like I said, TCP/IP, operating system, RACF, top secret, etc. There's a relation between the checks in the group. Another role is the auditor that can confirm process type checks. Remember that we discussed that the second type early in the presentation. These checks that cannot be determined programmatically. This role will be assigned to an independent auditor, and he can reset the severity level of the check although nothing is checked, but he can reset that because he manually checked the situation. The security officer is a role that can see all check and auditing findings. The last role is administrator that can also configure the server. This means that he can define user, assign roles to them, and many other parameters which defines the server behavior. The views in the main body of the screen are limited by the user role and can be expanded to view details by clicking on the rows here, and we will see that later in more detail. IronSphere offers rich investigation tools and some other services. The left side menu can be used to export part or all of the finding. You can select specific checks by clicking the checkbox on the left side of the row to select them. You can investigate checks by comparing the check with other agents. You can see the history of the check and the risks, how they are divided between the STIG groups, where the majority of the risk came from, etc. The graphs helps to understand the big picture created by many checks listed in the system view. Clicking on a row in the system view pane displays the complete detailed report of the check clicked on. As you may see, at the bottom left side of the screen is the result table, which was created by the diagnostic routine. As we said, STIGs has predefined severity levels. If one or more security controls in the test are not set properly, the predefined security severity level is assigned. So we calculated the overall severity levels, actual severity levels assigned to the checks and accumulate them and divide them by the potential, because each check has a potential, predefined potential of severity, maybe assigned, maybe not, and the result is a percentage which obtains the monitored system risk score. So I want to summarize. IronSphere refers rich functionality over standard STIG automation. Agents are configurable. You can set execution interval for any check. We report the STIG groups, and you can specify your confidentiality level. So the different organizations can have different checks based on their confidentiality level. The IronSphere server is a virtual appliance. This means that it is locked down solution accessible only from the browser. No one can access your data on the server. Otherwise, no way to access the data. We use roles not only to protect your findings from unauthorized users, but also to distribution of the management. Each stakeholder can view his own defects and respond to and fix them. You just need to see the graphs and overall calculated severity levels on the icons of the systems moving down. While manual assessments reports on layouts, IronSphere can be much more detailed as it's a program. So we can, for example, in the list of dataset access list, as I mentioned before, it can be very detailed and cover the entire access list and attributes of the profile, which protects the resource because it runs unattended. Time is not an issue here because it runs a few milliseconds and it's very efficient. We also offers a performance metrics of the individual diagnostic routines, letting you decide the interval and the time in day they will execute using a policy statement at the agent side. So you can adjust the STIGs to run when your machine is not overloaded. IronSphere is an open architecture product. You can develop your own diagnostic routines under several limitations, and even add your own STIG groups or configuration parameters to configure your checks outside of the checks. So you can write them once and control them by parameters. Nobody offers that, and they will be incorporated into the reports on the server, on the IronSphere server. Process type diagnostic, we mentioned that, are manually configured and confirmed by authorized user, usually a CPA or external audit service, or someone from your organization that you authorize, which considered half independent, and but you have support for the entire STIG set.